Biden gets personal with attacks on Putin. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more updates. President Biden is escalating the pressure on Vladimir Putin, targeting the Russian leader, his family and his inner circle with words and actions. The Biden administration has sanctioned Putin himself, his daughters and several of his personal friends and top aides in a bid to squeeze the Russian leader over his country's invasion of Ukraine. Biden also has stepped up his rhetoric with Putin, calling him a war criminal, saying he cannot remain in power, and most recently describing his actions as genocide on Tuesday. The tough rhetoric has included some unscripted moments, such as when Biden during a speech in Warsaw, Poland, advocated for an end to Putin's power in Russia. The White House was quickly forced to walk back those comments, and Biden, back on American soil days later, said he hadn't been pushing for a change in U.S. policy. More recently, the tough talk has again raised eyebrows abroad and some implicit criticism. French President Emmanuel Macron, in an interview with broadcaster France 2, refused to use the term genocide when referring to Russia's war on Ukraine. "I want to continue to try, as much as I can, to stop this war and rebuild peace. I am not sure that an escalation of rhetoric serves that cause," Macron said. Biden has shown little sign of worry over any of his tough comments, which analysts beyond Macron have at times criticized as potentially cornering Putin. During a Tuesday speech in Iowa, Biden bemoaned that Americans shouldn't feel the hit on their wallets because a dictator declares war and commits genocide a half a world away. It marked the first time Biden or any U.S. official had publicly referred to Putin's invasion of Ukraine and the resulting atrocities as genocide. Biden later made clear that the remark was no slip of the tongue and a reflection of his outrage at Putin's actions, though he indicated a formal determination of genocide had not been made by the U.S. government. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said at a Wednesday briefing that Biden would allow the necessary legal process around a possible genocide play out, but that he was basing his comments on emerging reporting and intelligence about what is going on in Ukraine. Psaki pointed to the atrocities reported in Bucha, the bombing of a train station in Mariupol that left dozens of civilians dead, and a United Nations report that there have been at least 4,450 civilian casualties since Russia launched its invasion in mid-February. "We've also seen, I think from the beginning of this, Kremlin rhetoric and Russian media deny the identity of the Ukrainian people," Psaki said. So the president was speaking to what we all see, what he feels is clear as day in terms of the atrocities happening on the ground. Evelyn Farkas, the top defense official for Russia, Ukraine and Eurasia during the Obama administration, said Biden is likely getting more information than is public from Ukraine and U.S. intelligence that is leading to some of his most vociferous comments. The president has every right and should use his pulpit to make the assessments that he deems accurate politically and geopolitically, she said. But Biden's rhetoric has triggered some criticism. "I worry that the comments further reduce whatever prospects for diplomacy may exist," Michael O'Hanlon, senior fellow at the Brookings Institution, said of the genocide comments. He said, "Plus I fear this administration, like the last, is misusing the term genocide, applying it for example to China's treatment of the Uyghurs as well. It cheapens the term and confuses mass killing with the effort to exterminate a people systematically." Psaki said Wednesday that the U.S. would always support peace talks and dismissed the notion that Putin would decide against participating in peace talks because of some words that came out of the mouth of the President of the United States. Farkas argued that there isn't a downside to Biden's tough rhetoric on Putin, noting that the U.S. needs to help Ukraine defeat Russia militarily in order to end the war. "If I were Joe Biden, I would never want to shake Vladimir Putin's hand again," she said. She also said that Biden's criticism of Putin can help unite allies and Americans in support of Ukraine. Indeed, a Quinnipiac University poll released on Wednesday found that more than 8 in 10 Americans believe Putin is a war